Third, FlintDart allows us to be able to build a backend. In other words, that's backend. And what backend is actually not it's not just a backend, it's an application that runs on a server. And because it's on a server, it has a potential to reach different kind of clients, and different kind of client can reach it. So your mobile app can actually send a request to it and do some magic and return back response. The backend actually use a request. So we use request to communicate in backend. We send request and we receive response from backend. Now, something that is built by Luja technology. So we can just move forward, and again, most of us know about that from the beginning. And if you don't know about that, you can actually learn that from this website also. You can come to that lesson. You can learn that from this website also. But we are not going to, I'm just going to just just go through that and go into FlintDart immediately. And then different that we're just going to do overview of it today and tomorrow. I'm going to do overview of FlintDart today and tomorrow. By Tuesday, we will start building our applications. And this today and tomorrow is very essential for you to be able to grasp what we are actually going to talk about or what we are going to be learning in this course. So now, one of the things that we need to do first is to go to the guide. You just want to walk through the guide now. And then we go to installing. We go to installing. So I'm going to minimize this. So now what you need to do is to global activate this in your system. And I want you to do it with me because it's just a foundation of what you are going to do in your application. So you copy it like this. Then you search for your terminal. Then you run it. Now this is number one way to do it, to run it. And then you can add FlintDart to your existing project. You don't have to add the CLI to use it. But I will encourage you to have CLI so that you can actually make use of some things that we are going to be doing. But if you don't have the CLI, you can just add it. Oh, can others see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Others can see my screen. Okay. Let me just stop it then.
Okay, sir. I can click now, sir.
Okay. So basically, I can continue then. So now, can you see my? I have version 3.1. You don't have version 1 yet. We are going to have version 1 after we are done building this page that we are building. And then the reason why we are with a closed class is not really open class is because we want you guys to be a kind of visionary of this thing that, and we want you to be able to like build something with it. So after you are done with this class, I promise you a vest from FlintDart. If you are able to do something with FlintDart, I promise a vest on FlintDart. A lot of things. So and then you can actually like focus or filling that repo, like make it like you can contribute to it, add your own, like if you have any idea if that thing that you have that we don't have yet, you can add to it. But that is, by the way, that is just when you are done understanding what that is all about. But now I'm just going to go back here. Now I'm going to just create just two projects. It's going to be the same project that we are going to have. Now I'm going to create it like this. I'm going to create a folder first. We say new. I'm going to say Fullstack. That Fullstack. That makes sense. That Fullstack. Now I am going to write them together. I'm a programmer. These are we write our variables. So now inside this FlintDart, I'm going to go into my terminal now. Now to open my folder in terminal, what I need to do, I will come here, then I will comment, then I will now press CMD here. By pressing CMD, if I press enter, it's going to open my terminal for me. Now, in my terminal, I want to create two projects. Now, if you have installed the CLI I told you to install, now if you have any other error while you are installing it, there are some error that you can have. It's not error, but maybe this is your first time of installing global variable. Some of you might have worked with Firebase before, Firebase CLI. That will have required you to do what you. So if you have installed Firebase before, you won't have any reason to put this in your env. But if not, if you have any other issue, you can just raise your hand and I will help you out. So if you have it installed already, you will discover that you can actually do something like this. Flint-v. Now, if you do Flint-v, you can see they give you the version, but this guy is not up to date. It's supposed to be 31. Now, but that is just by the way. But what I'm just saying is that you're able to have a Flint CLI. You can actually have Flint command. You can do something with Flint. Now, this Flint now, we can actually create a project. I say create. Now, what I want to create is just a backend. I will call it backend because we are going to have another one called front. I don't want to be creating a chatbot front end, chatbot. No, I want to have a backend and front end. So I'm going to have backend like this. So by having backend like this, Flint create backend is going to create a Flint project for me. Yeah. He said that. Oh, sorry, can you hear me now? It's from my microphone.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we have actually created our project now. So if you can't hear me at any time, just I like this Mr. Dan that open. You want to show us? Let me see your face. So that's okay. Now I have created my project now, and I have run it. Then if I open this project like this, this is localhost 300. Now this is FlintDart. Now this is FlintDart. Can you see? So FlintDart is already created on our system and it's actually running on our system. Though we don't want to run it yet. We don't want to run it yet. So let's just stop the server. To stop that, just say Control C. So I'm going to stop it. Ask you yes or no. You say yes. I want to terminate it. Yeah, that's all. Now that I want to create is Flutter application. I will say Flutter run, Flutter create. So that one is going to be fronted. Very simple like that. So it's creating now. Yeah, so we can also CD and run that, but it's okay. What I want to do, there's issue here. We have actually like create a project inside our our backend. So they need to solve that. So I'm going to say ls. Okay, this is not Linux. I'm going to just code it. I say code space dot. Now code space dot, what is this, the work of code space dot? What code space dot does for us is that it is a command that is given to us by Visual Studio Code. So as soon as we call code space dot, it's going to open our current, where we are calling it from, like this directory. It's going to open it in this place for us. It's going to open it for us. Now, what I want to do, I don't want to open this backend. I just want to delete this guy, this front end file from there. That's what I want to do. Yeah, it's good. So I'm going to close it back. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cd dot dot. Now this is going to go back to the old directory, which is that full stack. So this is going to go back to old directory, which is that full stack. Okay, I'm with you.
For the backend, we are using it to Flint create because I was able to follow through with that.
Yes. Yeah.
Alright.
You can see my screen, right?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Yeah.
I'm having serious network issues.
Okay, I understand.
Stabilize those.
Okay. Okay. So now I've cd back to that full stack. I get that makes sense. Now I'm now going to create what's called Flutter create front end. Now this is going to create a project for us, and that's good, and that's what we want. Now basically what we're going to do now, we just want to like run through that and code space dot. So we are open. Okay, so basically this way we are going to run through. Now FlintDart has something called lib. Yeah, from your lib it has main. Then basically we can see how FlintDart is being structured, though this is not going to be our main point today. Now if you don't forget, there's something called variable. And what is variable? Who can remember what variable is? I want to comment this guy out. What is variable? Mr. Victor, what is variable? Adebayo Victor. What is variable? Variables. What do we use it for? Yeah. I guess Mr. Victor, I forgot what variables is. So, are you with me? I'm actually asking you a question, but it's okay. Now, what variable is actually a container in which we store a data. So I just want to run through that just now. Is a data in which we run through we my screen. What about you, Faith? Do you have any issue like that? Okay. So let me continue then. Thank God I'm recording the video.
recording this thing?
Yes.
So that we can go back like okay.
Yes. But anytime you can't hear my voice again, please just tell me. Because that shows that the microphone that I'm using is off. So I can really like change it. Okay, I want to continue then. So now let's talk about what variable is. Just a Dart. Can you hear me now? Hello, can you hear me now? Hello? Hello?
Yeah,
Can you hear me now? Okay. I know that those microphones, you know why I use them. So I know they can take off light at any time. So now I said var name is equal to equal to is assigning operator in which we use to assign a data to variables. So is that clear? So now this is an operator we use to assign a variables to or a data to the variable. Now I'm going to just give it a string. Now what is string? A string is a collection of data in which we assign, like a string basically is a collection of data that we just assign it to a variable or a collection of data, just a collection of data. So now let's assume that I have what's called a hello world like this. So then I'm going to have print hello world. Now if I try to run it from here, it should open up the terminal for me here. Sorry. Yeah, it has given me a hello world. Now, I store this string inside of the, can you see it's called string. Basically, to create a variable is very easy. What you just need to do is to create a data type. First thing is data type. But here, the reason why I'm using generic data type is because it's very generic. You can take any kind of data type and it's type save also. So that, but you might want to declare the actual data. We have integer which is going to be age equal to 20. Then we have double, and this double now is decimal point number value. I can use GPA for that, is equal to 3.9. Then we have what is called Boolean. Now Boolean is a value that take a value of true or false. So I can say is male is equal to true. Now it can also be false. So you can take true or false. You can also print all of them. Now, what do we use print to do? Print actually just print out the value or the data that we give to it, and it takes an object, which means it can take any kind of value, any kind of data. So GPA. So that is data type, and that is value. Now, what is data type? A data type is the type of data that we are putting in our value right now, or the kind of data that we are using. So we have different kind of data type. We have integer, boolean, we have double, num, and we have different kind of data that we can also create ourselves. We have list, we have map. If you can still remember very well. Now, but this is variable and this is data type. You guys are with me, right? Okay. My mouse is not working again. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. So I can just run this. Now I hope you can remember this, Mr. Daniel and Mr. Victor. Faith is actually in the business. Hello, sirs.
Yes, sir.
You are familiar with this, are we?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So let's look at list then. Now there's something called map, like object function. If you can still remember, like of a string for I usually call it string function, integer function, and all sorts. Do you remember that? Ah, eh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mrs. I'm going to ask someone to the group. That person just asked me for the link now. I don't know. I'm going to go to. I don't know. I'm going to go too low like this, but it's okay. It's for your own good. But we're going to be having an assignment, Sha. I hope you know that. So now let's continue. Now let's now look at what is called a list and map. That is part of our data type also in that. And also all these data type can be created by var, because var can take or can store a generic data type, any kind of data type can store it. So possibly we might be using it more in our backend framework, backend data, because it's easy to type. So now we have what is called a list. A list, then a list is going to be a, let's say, names, basically. And list is actually a collection of data. They can store different kind of data. So not just the different kind of data, they can store, I can say a demo like this. And list also is kind of generic in nature. It can be, it can store any, it can even store number. I can also say so now that is list for you. Now, another thing that we can also do with list, we have some methods that I told you. We have some methods. If you remember, I'm just going to talk about like 3 to 4 of them. There's one that we can use to add, dot add. We can use to add to the list. So you can add some things to the list. I can say I want to add Temi. Sorry that I'm using your name, Temi Tokwe. Now I can also remove from the list. I say names. Now all these things that I'm using, I'm going to give you a video that you're going to use to learn. You can learn or um, read about variables and others in. So I can remove like this. So now let me say I want to remove something. I want to remove 10. Now if I want to remove 10, it's not going to be inside quotes. Now if I try to print names now, I'm going to see that all the value has been removed. So names. So can you see the 10 has been removed from it? Yeah, 10 has been removed from it. Now we have remove, you have add. There's another one called insert. Now I'm just cherry picking to just make sure that you guys understand it. So insert. And this insert is going to take something called index. And what is index? Index, actually, I call them where your I usually use this language where your children or the child of your list where they usually sit. So let's assume that this guy is on the first index, and then when it comes to index in list or in programming generally, they start from 0. Now index is different from length. Length is the count of of the list. But when it comes to index, index is actually the way they are arranged in the list. So the way this guys is arranged in the list, this guy is sit on index 0. This is Ademola. There's index 2. This is index 1, sorry. This is index 2. This is index 3. So that we have raw value, they are going to have 3 index because they start from 0. Now, if I want to insert into index 1 now, because basically I'll remove 10, which is index 1. I want to insert index 1, and I want to put what is called Mayowa. That's also my name. So if I try to run it again, so insert Ademola to Mayowa into the index 1. And you can usually pick any kind of index. Any kind of, I will take any kind of index and put it there. So that's that. So we have another thing. We have a lot of things that we can use. Now, another thing I want us to look at is actually there's some operational data type that is on it. You're welcome, ma. So we have operational data type that is on it. Now we have something called names, like this. Dot. Are you with me? That dot contain. Now contain means that you want to check, does it contain something? Now this guy does not just do something the way all these three guys does things. You know, this guy, we are not assigned the variables. They are doing things in the memory. I will recommend for you guys to watch this video. Let me send to your group. Now I explained what is called memory garbage collector in that video very well. Let me check it for you. It's also a private meeting. That group also is a um, private class. So you can do it to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's code with aim. Ademola Ibukumayowa. So yeah, code with aim. Now I will share you the link. So this AIM, yes. Now look at this. I explain what is called memory variables inside of this place. So you can actually do it to watch it. I explain how list work, everything. I even draw different kind of things to explain it. I explain what is called stack memory, heap memory. I explain stack memory, I explain heap memory. I use object illustration to explain it very well. So you can actually watch this. So let me just send it to your group. So I'm looking for your group now. And then if you need the what I use in that teaching, also you can ask me. Maybe you just want to read through it. That's okay. I think a heap at a large storage where a bigger or more complex object type is. Now, object is created at one time, like list, plan, or other. So, can I continue, guys? Yes. Okay. So now this contain that I just call on now is not just attaching or doing something on top of the way others, had something to the list. Now, if you watch the video, you understand what I'm trying to say very well. Now, this guy is referencing to the already existing list and put something there. It does not take something in return. It just do something. Am I right? This add. Am I right? Guys, talk to me now. Yeah. Now, also remove. Remove also just do something. The effect of what it does is there. We can see it. Am I right? But it does not like receive any data back. If you look at it, it's a void. Can you see the return type is void? It does not return anything. It doesn't receive anything back. We have what is called remove also. It's also void. Can you see? This one is boolean. It give you boolean to check true if you see that thing to remove or not. This one can give you data, but this also is void, doesn't return anything back. But now this guy is contain receives something, it returns something back to you, which is called true or false. Now, after it check those things, after it check what it's checking, if it discover any value inside that thing, it's going to give you true if it is there. So I'm going to say, does it contain 80? And that should be true because it contains 80. Am I right? I'm pressing on there. Yeah, that should be true because it contains 80. Now, but it's not going to print anything because it's not just doing, it's actually returning a value. It doesn't have any capacity on top of the memory. It just check what is in the memory and give you back the value. That's why you have to print it before you can see anything. So to print it, I'm just going to add print here. So now all this kind of data type, all this kind of function or method, you need to print them before you can use them. So that is, I can also print another one, say dot length to check the length. So print name dot we can check the last first or none. If you have none, does it contain memory at? So I guess yeah, we are done. But another thing are coming from our FlintDart. We're going to learn that later. So basically, you can actually like look into it more later. This is just for us to grasp through what we have learned before. And there's another one also called map. Map is actually a basic key and value collection. It's also a collection of data like list, but this one has key and value. And the way we identify a value of list by their index, this one also they have index though, but their re-identifier is their key and their value is going to be in front of them. We usually use the scenario that where we use them is when we have a a kind of object or a kind of data that belongs to one particular thing. Let's assume that a person, he has a lot of data or a lot of variables or a lot of attributes that belongs to that person. A person now, we have a name, we have a surname, we have full name, we have different kind of things, height, different kind of thing. Now, that person now, we can't just store the name of that person in just a list. Say your name, this is your first name, this is your second name, this is your last name, your age. Does not really make sense. Now, with map, that really makes sense for map to do because map can be like this. You have what's called name, like this is, or I will call this user. User is equal to now if you want to create a map, now list take what is called list takes what is called list take what is called curly brace no sorry square brackets, but map take what is called curly brackets or curly braces, I don't know. So I want to have what's called first name. Now first name, this is the key now, and the value is Ademola. And answer that this really makes sense for me. So last name, just before I'm just adding my name inside of the list, adding my age. That doesn't really make sense. Now I can actually have the key and value now. Then I can also say GPA, which is my GPA. I will say this one is going to be 3.9. So I can also have age. Age. Now, so again, this makes sense. Now, this is what is called map. Now map also have all this method, and all this method you can add to map, but you don't just add to map, you add all to map and say use like this dot add all. Okay, so you can add all to map like this. So I can say I want to add other name or middle name, anyone you call it. So you don't want to be my your. I can say I want to remove my age. I will say user dot remove. Oh, you can't see it again. Hello, can't you guys see my screen again? You can't see it. What about you, ma?
I can see it.
Okay. What about you, ma? Hello, ma. Can you see it now? Hello, ma. Can you see it now? Okay. Are you sure? Can you see it now?
I can see it now.
Okay.
Yes, I can see.
Okay. So now we can actually remove. Now I say dot remove. I'm going to give it the key. So I want to remove the age from the list. Now not just age like that. I want to remove the age like this, the key of the age. Now if I try to print it, print, which is called a user, you're going to see what I'm saying. Okay, let's see the age. Let's see the list that we. Okay, this is it. You have first name Ademola, last name. Now there's no age inside. It just been removed. And then do we have insert? I'm not sure. We don't have insert. You can also say dot contain. Print dot contain. Now all these things they're going to be dot contain. Contain key, contain value. You can say dot contain key, dot contain value. That may really make sense. Exactly. So if you want to check, does it contain a key? Maybe GPA. So that you should practice that. GPA. So okay, that's that. So that's the map. We have list. We'll talk about integer, talk about boolean, and talk about list. Have I been able to go through all these things for you? I want you guys to talk. Oh. Like, do you remember anything?
Yes, sir.
What about you, Mr. Victor? Do you remember anything after what I just taught now? 50. Oh, 60 is still good. But was okay. What about Faith? Faith is a developer now. That was our boss. Yeah, talk now. What about you?
So, I'm following. I'm following.
What do you remember? You know understand you understand this already now?
Yes, yes, yes. I understand. Like
Okay.
now, what you mean is that this thing now, instead of using Firebase, you can make it up.
Yes. And then what about length Faith? You know the issue that you had the other time that you are struggling with where the error is coming from. API issue. You won't have that issue again in your life because you understand. You know, Firebase is not just Firebase is not you have experienced it, right? Firebase is nothing. Like it's not like nothing. It's not a real life application. It's not you cannot do it using real life. No company will employ you to be building Firebase for them. Am I right?
Yeah, yes.
So I guess now this is going to be like a kind of advice. So you'll be talking in a in the experience of those that the person that someone that know both party, both the back end and the front end. Okay, so I want to move forward now. I want to go to what is called control flow. As I also call control flow, but before that, okay, before control flow, um, there's something called operators. You have plus, remember that, right? Plus, minus, times, and then division like this, um, then modular like this. This one is going to give you a remainder what? Remainder something. So these operators, we call this arithmetic operator. We have another operator that we use for conditional operator. We have what is called equal to. Now this one is to check equal to if it is equal to something. We have not equal to. If I'm to stop to explain, you could just tell me. I'm just trying to glance through it so we can remember. So anything we are doing, it's going to be like magic in your head. So not equal to, what other thing? Less than or equal to. What others? Greater than. This less than or equal to. That one, the other one is greater than. Then we also have what? Who is there with you? Who is telling me anything? Nobody. She your network. I want to advertise something to you guys. It's called ODU Ete. One of my guys, someone is selling it. I don't know. I can't even hear you very well, sir. But your network is not good. My own network is good because I'm using ODU Ete. And it's just 25,000 naira and you have unlimited sub. And one is going to be outside to look for network, anywhere network is for you and bring it inside for you. There is another one inside that we're going to be catching the network. That's another one is in. Am I good at advert like this? I'm not sure. So I just want to advert because that's what I'm using. It's very nice. And just 25,000 naira per month. Yeah. You buy 25,000, you pay 25,000 every month. And it's unlimited. Me and my wife we use something like 200 gig to 250 last month. And our before we get this, our normal data is 50 gig. It's 50 gig. Now we're not using 200 to 300 gig. So it's unlimited. We can use it anyhow. You watch film online. I don't even download film again. So that's all. That's just by the way, guys. But if you want to enjoy online thing, you need to get a good stable internet. So let's continue. So we have this, and then there's another operator that we have. Is it called ternary operator? I don't know. They call it ternary operator in this guy in JavaScript. It's called and. This one is called and. Another one called or. Don't pipe like this. It's called or. So now all these guys, they are very useful when you're doing conditional flows. Now I want to talk about conditional flow. That's why I need to go there. I want to talk about something. I will say age. I will say var. Don't mind me. I'm going to be using var more now. Age is equal to 20. Now I want to say if age is less than 18, you can't vote. That's logic. You cannot vote. I say print. You can't vote. Now this is what we call if statement. I hope all of you know that. But if you don't know, just try to remind yourself. Okay. So if you don't know, just try to remind yourself. Is that clear? So this if statement. So if statement is a kind of conditional flow. I have it on this website. You can actually go through this website also. FlintDart website. It has a documentation for someone that wants to learn data fresh. So you come here. but I'm still working on that. If you can also help me to work on this, you can tell me. I can teach it very well. So now all these are the things that I was talking about. I've talked about all this, though I did not look at them very well like that. For these operators that I need to talk that is before integer, then we practice them here. Now comparison operator is logical operator. Yeah, it's called logical operator here. Now this is illustration. Now let's look at if else statement here. Now you can come here to FlintDart.illogia.net / that. You learn that there. You get. So now this we use this logic, we use these if statements when our program have a decisions to make. So now if it is true, one block will run. If it's not true, the other one or it's not going to run at all. Now what happened that this guy take what is called a true. Now if it is true, this block will start running or will run. If it is false, now if I change to false, I can see now this thing is called dead code that you run it. It's called dead code. Because already you know that it's not going to run. It is false from the beginning. So why are you trying to put it there? Now that's why we use what is called a condition. A condition. So if it is less than 18, that's a condition. Nobody knows the answer from the beginning. So less than 18, we cannot vote. Now we have another thing called S. Now S is when the clause is like a clause to what we are asking. After you check what you are asking, that oh, if it's less than 18, and if it does not less than 18, what should happen? Okay, if you are not less than 18, what should happen is S. Now print you can vote. Now you can vote. So I hope you can remember this very well. So if you are less than 18, you cannot vote. S, like if you are not, like if this one is not true, you should be able to do this. That is S for you. And I will now leave you to come here. I will leave you to come here and learn about if statements more. I will leave it. I will actually maybe I'm going to write a classwork or a assignment for you guys to write before tomorrow class. So now we are going to continue the if statement. There's another one also called nested if. There is another one called you can actually add if statement inside of if statement. You can have another if statement like this. You don't do this every time. It should be basic when there is need for that. Exactly. When there is need for that, that's when you should do that. So you can nest if inside if. But we can also do what's called S if. Maybe you want to ask another question. S if. Oh, sorry, I can't say anything. Just give me 1 minute. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay. Are you guys still with me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I said S, you can have S if like this. So this S if, I can actually ask another question that, okay, S if age is under thing, like if age is greater than 25, maybe we don't want to accept anybody over 25, or let's say 60. 60 needs to make sense. If it's greater than 60, you can't also vote because you are too old. Okay, I was told that the call is going to end by 7 minutes in next 7 minutes. So we are going to create a new Google Meet and it's going to be shared on the WhatsApp. We are going to join that one. Exactly.
Yes.
Okay, so I said, ma, sir. Yeah, yeah. I was told that the meeting is going to stop in next 7 minutes. So Mr. David is going to create a new Google Late and send to the group. Please send to the group, sir. Thank you. So Mr. David, let us clap for Mr. David. All of us. Let's clap for him. Let's clap for him. We clap for him. Thank you, sir. He's a pastor. The pastor, and he even have time. He's also a doctor, so he's a pastor, he's a doctor, and he has time to do administration for this. So we appreciate you, sir. Thank you. So we're going to continue then. So I said we have, if age is greater than 60. So if anybody is greater than 60, sorry, we don't want them to vote. 18, less than 18, you can't vote. Greater than 60, you can't vote because you are too old. We don't trust your decision again. We feel that maybe you don't even know what is going on earth. So 60 above, you cannot vote again. 18, less than 18, you can't vote. But now, any other people that is, maybe you are less than 60, you are greater than 80, can vote. That one that we can have, and that clause say S. S, then print, you can vote. So now can you see, you can't vote, and you can vote. Now this one is not going to run if the requirement of this one has already met. If it's less than 18. Can you hear me now? Yeah, thank you. Right, thank you, Mister. You really saved me. If not, I just keep talking. I won't know that the microphone is off. So now, can I continue then? I said we have. Yes, we having less than 4 minutes. Okay. And let's just do the 4 minutes before it ends. When it ends, all of us just continue straight because our 4 minutes, you get now. So it's our 4 minutes not going to elapse in that one. So let me explain this if statement. So we just join the meeting next time. So now in this we have if first, the first one. The second one is under if. If this one requirements, like if it is true, it won't come down to the next one at all. If this one is true, it won't come down to S. But if this one is not true, this one is not true, this one is going to be like the fallback things to do. So if you don't want users to access your logic, you should ensure that your requirement, like you can vote, should be at the top. It should be inside of your questions, not S. S is going to be, if anything happen in these 2 months, this one is going to be the like fallback function, fallback things to do. So now I will encourage you, like if you want to do your if statement, your function, your really require what you want them to do should be first than S like this. This is just for teaching. So thank you. Let's join the second meeting. Exactly, guys. Let's join the second meeting. So let's do this. Okay, you guys can see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now I hope we get this. That's if statement. There's another one that we use also, it's called switch case. Now switch case is basically very simple. You have switch like this. I call it in case if I'm opportune to write language, and very soon I will write a programming language very soon. Now I'm going to write it very simple. I'm going to write it like this, but it might be kind of verbose for someone that know programming language before. But for children that want to learn programming, it's very easy for them. I will write like this. I won't say case like this. I will say in case, in the underscore case, or in case like this. I won't call my own case switch key. I will call it in case, and I will use my if statement. Say if, like Python, if age is less than, it's just like that. That's going to make it very easy, or for people to understand the concept. And that's the concept also. It's just if case, like S case. Now, first thing we want, what are you checking? What we are checking is actually inside of this space. So I'm going to change this guy to what is called a grade. It's equal to A. So then I'll put the grade here. So grade case. So I'm going to say if, sorry, case is A. Now, what I'm trying to say, in case, that's in English, in case it is A, what should happen if it is A? I will say print, I will say, we'll put wow there. Wow, you have a very good, good what? Good grade. Okay, now something called break. Now I need to break it. Now what break does is going to stop the execution of the switch. That's what break does do. Break is going to stop it and allow us to and continue the lesson and continue the iteration. Now if in case it is A, if it is A, it will print this and break it. And we usually break it because switch case can actually move forward without stop. It's not like if statement that will stop, but this one can move forward without stop. I'm going to say in case again, or just case in that language. For every language, it's going to be in case, don't worry. So I'm going to say B. It's B. I'm going to say print. You have, that one does not have wow. You have good grade. You have a, that is very good also. Very. I'm also going to break it. Now, don't forget, let me explain this thing very well. Now, case. In this case, it has a value that you want to check. The value that might be inside of this, that it might be, or you are trying to check that if this value is inside of this space, so you want to break it. Now, don't forget, this you use what is called a colon, not semicolon, a colon here. And when you end the code, you have to put semicolon there. This colon means that you are still expressing yourself. And this semicolon means that you are stopping the execution or you are stopping your expression, what you want to do, what you are trying to say. That's semicolon. Now C, I'm just going to implement the C and stop. So you have what's called C. Say print. You have a good. If you don't have any all these grades, you're not my son. Maybe that's what the father said. Maybe this is the father compliment for any of his children. Is that right, Mr. David? I'm not saying default. Now, if you don't have, is it right?
That's right, sir.
It's not right.
That's right, sir.
That's right, Abi. Okay. So if you are A, you are wow, you have a very good grade. You can enter. If you are B, yes, you have a very good grade. I won't say wow to that one. You can enter. If you have C, I say you have a good grade. Okay, you can also enter. But anything less than C, you're a bastard. I will say by saying default, I'm saying that if you are not A, you are not C, you are not D, you are not A, you are not B, you are not C. Guy, you cannot enter this also. So I'm gonna say default. The default is going to be what is like the fallback thing. After you are not a B, you're not a C. Maybe you're not going to eat in the night or anything. But for this our code, we are not going to say you are a bastard. But just I want you to understand what I'm trying to say. That's all. I'm going to say invalid grade. So that your grade is not valid to your father. So especially you are a child of God. The pastor say, bọ̀dà IBK, ẹ̀rẹ̀ ń gba ìwálé ń gba dí, kí lẹ fi dín ṣe? Are you a Christian? Are you sure you're a Christian? Pastor, can you say that to a ṣe sọ fọmọ ọjọ́ yín? Ẹ má pa ọ́. Ẹ́ kó má sàkóso school. Kó má gbowó ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì jápa. Ẹni pásítọ̀ ló sọ pé àlè ṣe àwọn akú jalè ńgbà yẹn. Okay, so do you understand this, guys? Faith, do you understand this logic? Okay. What about Mr. Victor?
Yes, sir.
You understand it? Mrs. Lade, Ola Abo Omolade then. What's your name, sir? What's your book or ma? She don't understand it. Okay. Okay. But now, guys, I'm not talking about the code now. Basically, I'm talking about the concept. Do you understand the concept?
Can you just explain the? I understand every other thing you've been saying, but can you explain the switch again?
Okay, I can do that. I can go again. So now what I'm saying about switch case is that okay, now when we have switch case, first thing switch case does for us is that it take to like a function, normal function, but it's not, I can't call it a function, but it's just like a function. Now first thing you have what parentheses and curly braces first. Now I can type it again, sure. So switch parentheses and curly braces. Now this is switch case, and this function takes an argument, and the argument is our grade. Our grade that we put here. Now we have already declared the grade there. It can be anything. It can be number, it can be anything. Now I now say if this grade now start from A, B, C, and I say okay, in case that but this is the concept, that's not how it's written here. So in case this grade that user puts here, in case it is actually A, if it is A, what do I want to do? I will put case here, then space, then put A, then I will now put colon. Now, if it is A, what do I want to do? I want to print out, wow, you have a very good grade. Then I will break the code. I will stop the execution of the code. Are you getting it? Now, if it is not A and it is now B, you now get B. Now, if you now get B, I'm not say print, you have a very good grade. Now we break it. Now, if it is B. Now, if it is not B, it is not A, it won't come to these two guys at all. If it is C, I'm going to come here. I say, okay, if you are a C child, you are still doing well, So I will give you have a good grade. Now, that one is not very good grade. That one is not, wow, you have a very good grade. That one is just, you have a good grade. But now, if you don't have C, you don't have B, you don't have A, you have invalid result too. You don't have result at all. You don't have result. That will say invalid grade. Now, that means that anyone that is not here, if you put, let me run it first. Now, can you see this give us I don't know why it's like this. Maybe because I'm using framework to do it. So you say, wow, you have a very good result. Why? Because it is A. Now, if I change this A to maybe B, it's going to give us you have a very good result. And you have a very good result. I hope you guys are with me. So now, if it's I change to C, so what I'm expecting is you have a good result. Now, if you are not C, Shoshaka, Shosho, She, Oshaka, Shosho, She, Shaka, Shoko, one very, very wrong word, the wrong word. Then it's like I say, okay, you don't follow the law of Moses. You are not born again. I know to king, what very novel song. That's even the best thing to even use for this thing. Ways to make heaven. But in Christian, we only know one way, sha. We only know being born again alone. You are not born again. You are not following the law. You don't have any pastor, and you want to make heaven. You are other ways to heaven. So now I say that okay, if you are not C, now you are not say you are D. I said D. I'm trying to use all this illustration to so that it can make sense. It will it will be invalid grade. It should be invalid grade. That's what we are expecting. So can you see that? So now, do I need to explain or maybe I don't explain very well, sha? Hello, ma. Ololade, Mrs. Ololade, Mr. Money.
Yes, sir.
Mi ò explain dáadáa àbí? Kò yé yín?
How to hear me?
Eh, yes. Okay, so we dey continue bẹ́ẹ̀.
I continue then.
What about others? Can I continue? Mr. Victor?
Yes, sure.
Okay. So you can remember everything now, abi? Now, next thing we want to talk about is what is called looping. It's called looping. Can I move forward? Looping, you know that one now. I love you know that one. Now, in looping, we have now. What do we use loop to do? Basically, we use loop to loop through iteration, like to make a iteration. Like if you guys are tired, you can tell me. I can stop now. Like don't need to stop. I can stop. If you are tired, just tell me that I'm tired of this class because I jump into project. I don't know. I can stay here till tomorrow if you want. So now let's talk about loop. Now we have what is called loop that we can use to run a code. You want to have a repetition of code. You want to have a repetition of things. You want to do something repeatedly. So you can use what's called loop. Are you with me? So loop is we have different kind of loop. We have four type of loop, and I'm going to use all of them because it's essential. Though we are not going to really use it, but it's essential for learning. I've described a lot of developers does not know most of all of them. They just know maybe for loop and that's all, and that's not good enough. It's not good enough. So I'm going to teach all of them again. I'm going to go over all of them again. I'm not. So okay, that's okay. There's something called for loop. First one, for loop. And for loop is it's all the same thing in all programming language. If you understand it here, you understand another programming language. A for loop is basically a loop that take what is called expression or condition. It's called expression. It's expression. It's not just a condition, it's expression. So what is the expression? You have what's called you create a variable inside of it. You can call it a var, you can call it int. I create a variable of I equal to 0. Inside this variable, there's something called also after this variable because it's an expression. It's also going to take what is called a condition. This is a data type or a data or variables or anything you want to call it. And this is another thing called condition. You can put a condition there, which is this. This is my I. Now I can make use of the I because they are in the same scope and the same scope. This I, okay, what I want to do with I now, basically, I want to say, is it greater than 10? Because I want to make an expression in a 10 times. I'm going to stop like this. So I'm going to say, okay, if this I is not greater than 10, okay, do what is called I plus plus. Now, what is I plus plus? Now, I plus plus is going to increase I by 1. So I plus plus is going to increase I by 1. So what am I saying? I'm saying that, okay, I, initially, I say it is 0. I declare the variable myself, I assign 0 to it. I also, I, is it less than 10? No, I is not less than 10. And if I is not less than 10, okay, increase it. Now, before you increase it, you must all do what is there. Before increasing it, you want to do something. You want to call on this function. And over time, since we have been calling this, these are the execution, right? So you want to first of all call on this thing. I want to say print, or I say print, say I love Jesus. So are you getting that? So basically, what I'm trying to say is that before you call on this place, it's going to print this guy first before you go and call this guy. So now what I'm saying is I'm saying I is 0. Yes, it's 0. We know we assign 0 to it from the beginning. So I is less than 10. That's going to be true or false. Am I right? Hmm? Is anybody with me?
Yes, sir, this is greater than sir.
Yes, I want to use greater than also. I is greater than 0. Oh, am I going to use greater than? No. Talk now. Yes, I'm going to use
So I
greater.
said I think if I is less than 10, then we increment it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's.
If it's less
Ah!
than or equal to
Ẹ ṣe gbèsè mẹ́ta fún àwọn àbá wa. Gbòsà, gbòsà, gbòsà. Yeah. Now, if I do this now, I'm going to have what is called infinity loop. But let's just keep it like that.
because of this, sir.
Let's just keep it this way. The way it is. Don't want it to. Don't want your own. If you are typing with me.
Yes,
But
sir.
so I want to have the mistake like that. So let's continue. I say I is greater than this, right? I plus 1. Now this is not going to run at all, right? Mr. Daniel, will you run?
You said maybe it have an infinity loop,
No, it
or
should
I
not
think it
run.
might.
It should not
So
run.
it's not keep on printing. I love you, I love
No,
you.
no, this one should not run at all because it's not.
Yes, because I is equal to zero.
Yeah, is equal to 0 and it's not greater than 0, so it should not run at all.
That's not greater than 10. Yes.
So it's not running at all. I guess you guys can understand this scope there. So I should move forward. Huh?
I can talk for myself, sir. I don't know about the others.
Mr. Victor, what about you? Mrs. Olade, Faith, I understand you can also can. That one is also staying in it. Mr. Victor, what do you think? Should I explain
Ah,
again?
the issue I'm having is just this your presentation going back and forth on my screen. I don't know this, and now I'm seeing it again now.
Now, uncle.
I'm seeing it now. I'm seeing it now.
Okay, what is going on? Orúkọ Jésù, orúkọ Jésù, Olúwa tó pọ̀ ní pàtàgbà, ẹ̀jẹ̀
What you want to say
Jésù.
right now is pray I love Jesus. Are we?
Yes,
Am I right?
yes. Now, Mrs. Olade,
Yes, it's also going on and off. Like I can see it clearly now.
okay. But I just want to know, maybe I should not dwell more on this. You said what? So I have what's called the last sign. What about you, Faith?
I'm not with it. Jesus Christ.
What about the
Yes,
Faith?
I can see what's going.
Not just seeing, like, do you understand this concept very well?
Yes, I'm with you.
So now, what this guy does is that, let me explain again. This guy, we declare a variable inside of this scope. We call it expression, right? We declare a variable here. If I is equal to 0, like I is like a variable, can be any other name, you can call it anything. I is equal to 0, I is less than 10, and 10 plus plus, which means increased by 1. Now, when I become 10, it's not going to do anything. It's not going to print this thing again. I'm not going to input again. So I is we keep looping. But when it get to 9, and I want to go to 10, you stop. That's why you can see it do 9 for us. It does not go to. It start from 0 and get to 9 and it stop. So that's what we call looping. Now I can do like 1,000 times. Don't do that, but I can do it. You can do it. So that is what we call for loop. Now there's another one called for. There's another one called while loop. Now while loop. We all know while loop now, but let's talk about while loop. Now why you take true here? That does not take expression like this. Don't take only true. Now it's going to run if it is true. It's going to run if it is true. Now we won't just give it true because if we give it true, it's going to be infinity loop. It's not going to stop. So I'm going to declare a variable here. So I'm going to say int I. So I will use y is equal to 0. I'm going to use the same idea. So 0. Then I'm going to say y is less than 10. Now you can see I don't just 9 times. I say print. Now this one is going to be I love my wife. Is that okay? Can I love my wife? Am I allowed to love my wife? Eh? I love my wife. I'm not gonna lie, I love my wife. Baby. Is it your wife? So I'm going to say plus plus. Now if you don't do plus plus, it's not going to increase. Exactly. So I can say $sign y just to be able to increase this sign, so it's not going to be just the one. So I don't want 1,000 again. I want to 10. So this is while loop. So what while does is that why now this just let's just use in your normal language or our normal language. The why it is true, keep doing this. That was the saying. Keep doing this thing. Why this guy is true. How would that make sense? And pastor, pastor. So can I? Am I allowed to say why my wife is submissive? I love my wife. Is it allowed?
That's a conditional statement.
Is it not the same? That's what I'm teaching now. Is that not allowed? Is it not allowed in the Bible? I should stop there.
And the love is going to be unconditional.
But there's no, I can't, okay, I need to put through there, eh? That's going to be infinity. That one will catch our harp. It should be this. What I'm trying to tell me, I should make like this then. Pastor.
Yes, why is always true.
Okay. What about faith? Do you understand what I just did now? I guess faith is tired though.
I'm with you.
Okay, Mrs. Olalade.
Yes, sir. I'm getting it.
Okay, wow, thank God. So now we have what is called y. So why it is true. Now true is like the value that cannot stop. Now I can actually stop it. Now without true, I can also stop. I say if, are you with me guys? If y, now this is where I'm going to teach what is called continue and stop. And I'm going to do it at the top of it before we print it. I say there's something called continue and break. You have not learned about break before, but I'm going to do what's called continue now. Now, if y is equal to 10, now I want to do something called continue. Now, the reason I'm saying continue, I don't want to run 10 at all. I don't want to show 10. I love my wife 10, but I want to show 11, 12. Now, but when you get to 30, if y is equal to 30, I want to stop it. Now it's not going to print 30. It's not going to print I love my wife 30 now. But I can make it to print I love my wife 30. Which means I'm going to come down here. So yeah. So you can print I love my wife 30. So now there's a difference between continue and break. You can ask me what, but let me explain before you ask me. Now, continue is going to stop, it's not going to stop the execution because it's going to go to the next iteration without coming down. Now, you know that in our code here, we have what's called if it is 10, if this one is not true, it's supposed to come down. When it comes to continue, if it is true, it's not going to come down again. It's going to continue the iteration, next iteration too. So what that means is that I love my wife 10 is not going to be printed at all.
So we can't hear anymore.
Can you hear me now? I just stopped talking now. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now can you see I love my wife 10 is not here. Oh, this guy has break my code already. Guys, look at what happened. I want to run it again. I don't know what happened, sir. If anybody know what happened, you can tell me. Who know what happened, guys? Who now? I'm going to stop the class here if nobody know what happened here. Faith. Daniel.
So I think maybe it's from 0 to 9, it's already counted 10, I think. So
What about Faith?
can you go back, please?
Who can tell me what about? Like I can send 1,000 to you now. If you get it right, you got my 1,000 naira.
Guess what, sir? Sorry, I just turned back.
Oh, sorry. I said now when I run my code, it could not get to, it doesn't print 10 again. And I said, this is my code. What is the error? Should I tell you guys?
Because it starts from 0.
Okay. Who is talking first? Is it
Daniel.
is it my name is Daniel and this is what I think is happening. Yeah. Yeah.
My name is Daniel. Because it's not counting from 0.
Okay.
So that's index 1 plus 0. I mean index 0 plus 1.
Okay. You know what you're saying is that you said no understand. I understand. Yeah, Mr. Who else?
I can't speak anything now.
Okay. Okay, let me show you this. What about this? Who else? Your name and what you think is happening. This is very simple. Let me tell you. Should I? Mr. Danny, should I tell you?
Yes, sir.
Look at it here. Should I tell you? Or who have the answer? Faith. Mr. Faith. You're not with me. You're not answering the question now. What is the answer? Why is it like that? Why is it stopping here? You know what? This I used to like this I used to use it to eat. You have code. You have error in your code, you bring it to me, I'll be able to solve it, you give me money. That I like most. I have seen a lot of customers on because of that.
Because we are initially calling y0.
What is the no?
So y is counting from 0 to 10.
But it's not correct. What you're saying is not correct. Who else want to try? And that nobody's know this thing. God, I be boss or a lot of lie. Yeah, let me tell you shit. So you guys are going to send money to my account now. So now look at it. If you get it, if you want to get it now, I was saying that you should. Okay, let me continue. So now we have y. Are you with me? Guy?
Yes, sir.
I said y is equal to 10 here. It should continue. Now let's look at it. Let's look at from the beginning. Y is 0 from the start, right? Y check is 0 now. Is y 0 to 10? No, it's not true. It does not continue. It just prints I love my wife. Is y equal to 30? No, it does not break. It continue. It do plus plus. It do like that. Now, y has become 1 now. Is y 10? No. It does not continue. It come down. It prints my wife. It does not break. It do it when it gets to 9. It does not continue. It print my wife and does not break. It increases to 10. Y is 10, right?
Yes, sir.
It continue. So when y is 10 and it continue, it does not come here at all. So y is still 10. When you loop again, y is still 10. Are you with me? Y remains 10 because it does not increase. Now, if you want to check the error that we have now, if you come here, you see that 9 is still printing. You see that 9 is always printing. 9 does not stop printing. You see now. Yes, if little is actually happening in the memory.
Just keep on looking from 0 to 9.
Yeah, it's 9. No, it's not 0 to 9. Just keep on doing 9.
Oh.
I can't even run itself. Let me first of all stop it. You get now, like my system is already running already. That's 200,000.
Yeah.
So I guess that's stopped.
Wow.
So now if I start again, so you can ask what is going on very well. So infinity loop is actually happening. It's not 9, it's 10. Can I see? 10 is not with 10 it continue. 10 is always continually listing to 10. This is 5,000 now. 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 10,000. Can I see 11,000? So now it doesn't. Since I've been shouting your name since. Hello? I've been shouting Mr. Victor, Mr. Daniel since.
You are wrong.
Wow, sorry. So I said I have moved the actions to hub. Do you even know when I do that? Huh? Hello?
I don't hear when you do that. So.
I said I move this Y, the action that is here, from bottom here to the top. Wow, so you are going to listen to me. Let me turn it back.
Yes, I will not listen.
Ah, sorry. So sorry. I said, yeah. Now, do you hear me when I say when you get to 10, you keep looping on 10, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now, what I said that what we are going to do to be able to like fix that thing or to be able to use this, what we want to do is that the action that will increase the number should be first. So you should increase the number first before you get to 10. When you get to 10, it's not going to print a 10 as it is here. There's no 10 here. It's 10, 9 and 11. But it's not going to stop looping. I get that makes sense.
Yes, sir.
So that is a while loop. So if do you think you understand it? If you don't understand, tell me. There's another one called do while loop. So do, that one is like this. This is like opposite. I'm going to stop here. After this, I'm going to do and that thing. Again, we can stop here this night. So this night we have done well, right? We have gone through procedural that entirely. Oh, we can do function. We'll do function before we go. Sorry, let me fast. So we have to do while loop. Are you with me? I'm going to say int. Now int, then we have what's called x. I'll use x is equal to 0. Now I will say, now this is do while loop. You do something first. Plus plus, right? I say print. So I want to take what is powerful 100 times. I want to say y. Now y, now I just want to use 0. Y less than 0. Down. In now all our code, now if everything is 0 like this, you know basically. Oh, sorry. Are you with me, guys? Ẹ̀gbọ́n, ṣé wà pẹ̀lú mi?
Yes, sir.
Now, what I'm saying now is that, basically, nothing is going to run from all this code, right? Nothing should run. Like, I is equal to 0, I is less than 0. That's not true. That is false. So it should not run. It's not go at all. Y is equal to 0. Y is less than 0. 0 is not less than 0. So it's not run at all. So, but this guy is very different. Now, it's supposed not to run also, but it's going to run because God is so powerful. God is powerful. Don't mind me. I like using that kind of attribute to God or to anything that is more powerful like that. Yeah. So now this is going to run. What is God? Can you see now? But why is it running? Because the condition is actually 0. You can just say don't run. Why are you not running? Guys, who can tell me why? It's not hard. Right? Or is it hard? Talk to me now. Who can tell me why? If you know, you just tell me the why. Yes. The reason is that it's not supposed to. That is how it works. The do while loop. What will happen is that do while is going to.
Sir, can I answer? Can I try?
Okay, try. Okay. I'm listening to you.
The increment
Okay.
So the X will always run.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
While
What I'm saying is actually like it should be right, but you don't give me the concept. And the concept is that do while loop. Just get this right. Do while loop. We do first before it check the condition. And that is the answer. Do you get that?
yes, sir.
You get now, do we do the execution for the first time. We will do it before it, like it's like you go to let me use this illustration. The other one is like check outside if there's water. If there's water, bring water for me. That's the other one. That is the other one is going to do. But this one is like bring water for me if there is water there. Now if you tell that to check outside, you can actually check outside from inside. Maybe just look through the window if there is water before you go out. But if it is to go outside and bring water for me, you will need to go out first to bring the water. Now, even if you don't get the water there, but you still go out first. Am I right? That will do those stuff for you. The issue is that you should do first why it is true. So you first of all do if it is true. It will not, the other one we check if it is true and do. But this one, if we do, if it is true. So it's first of all do something like this, why it's true. So that is do while loop. But while loop, we say why I'm true, I'm doing. Now, Mr. Pastor, does it go with my wife again? Can I say I love my wife, why my wife is submissive?
Depends on it should not be conditional, sir. Actually,
This pastor, Shashi, this one is not good. I first of all love her. Now, you should be submissive. You're not submissive, I'm going to stop. Like the way the code stop now. Is that not make sense?
that makes sense actually.
But it's not Bible.
Well, it's just that it should not be conditional.
Can you imagine? Mr. Olade, can you imagine? Pastor Victor, can you imagine this? Men to men, can you see? Can you see? Is that not put condition to it? It should be true.
It just says so because it's public, so it's not the what
Pastor, is that true? It's just because you're a pastor. That's why you're saying that. I believe that. Yes. Why it is true? Why my wife is submissive? I'm loving her, but I first love her. I first loved her. So why is that submissive? The love continue. If you stop, the love stop. Yes. Yeah. Pastor said it's not conditional, but it's okay. So I hope you get the conditions. We get this if statement. I want you to get this very well. Did you get that? I hope I try my best here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So before we sleep this night, before we sleep this night, let's do function. After this function, we will go and sleep and come back tomorrow evening. So, Mr. Daniel,
Yes, sir.
you're going to write out an assignment for all of us to do. So you can just chat with me for that.
I will message you after that.
Yeah. So now we are going to next thing is a function. Basically in that we have what's called return type in function. I forgot to mention main is a function. This main is actually a function, but it's an entry point function. So we have what's called a return type, then what? We have what's called function name. Then we have what's called parentheses and curly braces. Now, first thing, if you don't have any value, if you don't have any data you want to return, you use void. Then we have the function that we use what's called add. This is not add. I can say print two plus two. Now that this is add two plus two. Well, on that one, I want to use that one as called sum. Now this one have a return type. It has what you call a number. Now a num also is a return type. It's a return type, but it's a return type for both integer and double. You can take integer or double. So I'm going to say add. I'm going to say okay. Let me say sum. Now, but this sum is now. If you look at it, it said the body cannot be known because I have declared what is called return type. I have declared a war, so I cannot say that I'm not fighting again. Yeah, I'm saying yeah. I agree with you. Now, but something that I need is that I need two to take data from this my guy. Two to take data. But one thing that I need is that I need what is called a data. It's called num1. I need two data. Now to receive a two data from a function, we know what it's called. There's something called parameters. The parameter is what we use or a value. You can check the website. I explained there inside the website also. Inside the function, let's go to function. Yes, a function there. So now parameter. So you can actually refer to this place so for you to be able to learn what I'm saying very well. Now, what's a function? A function is a group of tags that is a group. A function groups a task into a reusable unit. Instead of writing a logic, we actually just put it. We call a function, and we call it every time. It usually reduce the way we write our code. So that's why we call a function like this. Now, what I want to talk about here is actually what is called a parameter and an argument. So parameter is a variable that is inside of a function like this. This one is it's called parameter. And that's what I want to require here. I want to take two parameter, which is int, or I can also call it num, but let me say int num1. Then I'm going to have int num2. Now the last one I need to check is what is called operator. Let's just get opt. I have string. That one will be string opt. Now this actually let's just return the value and see. I can also return the value and say num1 plus num2, and this is a function. Now I'm still having error here. Okay, so it's not reference. Yeah. Now I have returned back what is called num. But if I try to return a string here, it's going to give me error because I can't return a string to a number. He said, look at the error here. He said the value string cannot be returned to a function called sum because the return type is actually a num. So now I can only return a number, maybe integer or double. I can actually return. That's what I can return there. So now that is what we call return type. This is return type, and this is parameters. So we have parameters like this. We have num1, num2, and opt. And then this, we are returning back the parameter. Now, what I want to do here, I hope you get this right, guys. Hello, Bami. Bami àti Yemi.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, if you get this, then we can move forward. So now, what I want to do here is that I want to write a function, this function, to be able to return in dynamic form. Now, this is what you have learned to make sense. That's what's called a switch case here. Switch case. So I want to say OPT like this. I say case, it is what? Case it is plus like this. If it is plus, what am I doing? I'm printing, not printing now because I need to return back. I will return back what's called a num1 plus num2 break. Yeah, now let's now look at this return type and break. Now, when you have a return like this, are you with me, guys? Return is the end of your code. If you return, anything after is a dead code. It's a dead code because after return, it's going to return back a value with the you're going to return back to the caller with data that is in front of it. If nothing is in front of it, we're just going to stop the execution of the code. And if I add the return there, even though it's void, I can put return there to stop the execution. But when I stop the execution, print 2 plus is not going to be able to print unless if I put maybe at the end of it. Maybe let me just say like this. Now this is going to work now. But if it's at the top, anything next to return is not going to work again. So that's why break is not necessary again since I'm using what's called return. I hope that makes sense, yeah. So because break is not going to it won't get to break at all. So I'm going to have minus. I will have minus like this. I will have division. Then I will have division also like this. I will have percent. Well, I still makes sense. Also have so I can also have percent. Now if any of this, like all the operator is not there, you don't give valid operator. I'm going to say invalid operator. That's all. I mean default. Now I won't be able to return anything here, but I can just say I will return back what's called 0. Does that make sense? We can just do that. But there's another thing that we can do. We can throw what is called exception. Now we can throw what's called exception. We call exception like this. Because we cannot return anything. So I want to put my message. My message is that invalid OPT. Guys, are you with me? Are you with me, guys? Hello, Bami.
Yes.
Yeah, so what's the exception? So what's exception? Let me explain exception. What exception? Exception is exception. That's the English. It's an exception. That means it's going to throw an error. It's going to show an error. So what happens is that it's not going to complete the work. Now let me run it so you can see what I'm saying. Okay, it's actually inside of my main. I'm going to run it under like this. I will say data int data is equal to sum num1, which is 2 20 plus 20. If I say is equal to plus, yeah, I'm having okay, should be expecting, I'm put by there, yeah. Okay, now if I put, I put equal to there, it doesn't make sense, right? If I try to run it, it won't complete the execution of that code. That's what the exception does. It stopped. It won't complete it. It won't go and say, I want to return back something. No, it's just going to throw an error. And if you look at this my thing here, can you see? This is my thing here. Something called breakpoint on catch exceptions. And one of the things that I'm doing here is that I'm throwing an exception of this guy. Now, it's not going to throw an error because I have this. I have the error like this. I have thrown the exception here, and I have the error. I did not put valid operator there. Now, if I want to make it work, that's where I can do what's called try and catch. So try, and that's what try and catch is used for. Now when we have, I'll say catch, I can say on exception. Now normal, anytime you catch something, it's already exception. I don't need to put exception there, but I just want to put it so that you can see. So I'm going to print this. So if there's any exception, what I want to print the exception e dot to string. So what that means is that if there's any exception, it's not going to break my code the way it does before. It's just going to take the exception and print it on the floor for me. So let's see if I'm right. Can you see? It just gave me the invalid. I hope that makes sense to us. Can you clap for me? Can you guys clap for me? Clap for me, clap for me, clap for me. So now, what that does is that when we have exception, when I throw exception, I throw it that, oh, there's error. I'm able to cache it. I try this guy. So if it is true, it throws it that if there's any exception, on any exception, I cache the error. I cache anything you want to show to me, and I print it to her. So there is no error because I use try and catch. So that's what exception does. Exception allows you to be sure or specific data you want to send. And if you are not sending that, there's going to be error. No, I'm not saying I don't have any default value I want to send back to you. Like the way you usually do before, say invalid and they turn back something. I'm not returning zero, I'm not returning. I'm going to crash the app. You either cache it or maneuver or you give me valid error, valid answer. And that's what Firebase used to do. You either crash the app or give me valid details. If you don't give valid details, I'm going to crash. If you give valid details, I'm going to continue. So if I give valid details like this, now you won't see any exception at all. You don't go give me the answer straight. So we are able to learn what's called try and catch also. We have learned exception. So let's do the last one. Yeah, which is, so let's do the last one. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Who is still clapping now? Or so okay, I will leave you guys to read this. Okay, I will leave.
In like 1 minute.
Okay. So I will leave you guys to come and read from here. Name parameter is going to be part of the assignment. You're going to look at name parameter, optional parameter. That's all. So we are done for today.
Thank you, sir.
So